in a 3-day spectacle that did more than crown champions. Were held in Ibadan. The competition featured boys and girls in the under 12s, under 14 and under 16 categories, drawing young talents from across the state. But beyond the trophies and the prizes, the event carried something deeper for hope as a tiny racket, big dreams. In the under 12 girls final, it was Faboyede Pelumi who delivered a commanding 4-1 victory, 4-love victory over Babalola Venus, having earlier battled past Akpan Mercy. For Akpan Agnes and Adejari Angela, and the boys side Uthman Muili edged Isaac Blue 5-4 for love in a thrilling encounter after eliminating Razak Mohammed, Ilegbede Emmanuel and Adeyemi Tomiwa. In the under 14s, we saw Blessing Babalola dominate Akinisi Shimilore 4-love. That was a double bagel to lead the girls' title, and in one of the most dramatic matches in the tournament, Gazala Shina overcame treatment delays and fierce resistance to defeat Robert Precious 7-4, 4-2, 10-8 in the thrilling boys' final. And Adeshino Alabama capped off the excitement by clinching the under 16 boys' crown after overcoming our David in the finals. And yes, the winners and runners-up received tennis bags, books, rackets, balls and cash prizes, equipment personally sourced and shipped all the way from Shanghai by Babalola himself. So that's the update from tennis right here in ancient city of Ibadan. Congratulations to the winners who have now made a name for themselves in grassroots tennis right here in Oyo State. From there, we move straight to other sporting stories, and we start with women's football from the camp of Nigeria Super Falcons, as the Falcons were emphatic in the result against the Lionesses of Cameroon in the city of Yaoundé, because perennial champions Nigeria showed class is truly permanent as it trounced Cameroon 3-1 in their second of 2-match tour in Yaoundé. 3 days after they were pipped by the odd goal in the first meeting, the Falconers returned to the military stadium in northern Yaoundé and flipped the script emphatically, defeating the Lionesses by 3-1. Head coach Justin Madugu made 7 changes to the side that lost on Saturday because it almost looked that similar script from Saturday would be rewritten as Cameroon struck first again, a 7th-minute goal that briefly stirred the memories of the weekend's defeat. However, Chiwendu Hezwo drew Nigeria level in the 32nd minute, rising above our marker to power home a header from Risola Babajide's cross. Then just before half-time, the comeback was complete after a scramble inside the box as Babajide, who assisted the leveler, showed sharp instinct to fire Nigeria in front in the 43rd. And in the second half, Captain Rashida Tajibade's tireless run down the right delivered a teasing cross into the heart of the box, and it was Michelle Alozie who attacked it with conviction, launching herself into a flying header, who made it 3-1 in the 64th minute. And that was the winning goal from that encounter. And for both sides, they used the games as part of preparation for the 14th edition of the Women African Cup of Nations, scheduled for Morocco, 17th of March to 3rd of April, even though we're still not sure of the tournament taking place at the kickoff date. But right now, let us discuss about the Falcons, about their performance from yesterday. And this is me bringing you to the microphone this morning. Good morning to you. And talking about the Super Falcons from yesterday, bouncing back from Saturday's defeat against hosts Cameroon. And if we would look at it on aggregate, you could say the girls won 3-2 on aggregate over those 2 friendly games from yesterday. Your thoughts, Inka?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Sophie. Good morning to everyone, wherever you guys are listening to us. Well, that result yesterday actually showed the mentality of the ladies. It showed that they actually come back like after a defeat, and of course, it showed, it showed their resilience, their determination. Fine, even though it's a friendly, But then, we all know that friendlies are part of preparations for upcoming competitions, and we know that these friendlies they are actually part of what the LFF, they are part of what they usually organize before a competition we hold. Now, my worry is the only thing that I'm being worried about is the fact that the WAFCON is scheduled to less than a month, less than 3 weeks from now, and of course the fact that we don't even know the host country yet. That one itself, it's fine. We all know that it's Morocco at this point, but then due to one thing or another, it's not really sure at this point. So if the WAFCON is not really sure at this point, I know that the WAFCON is part of those that actually qualified. It's part of the WAFCON tournaments. Those that will actually make it to the quarter semis and finals. You know that those people, they are actually part of those that will make it to the World Cup. Yes, so the four semi-finalists from the WAFCON will qualify automatically for next year's Women's World Cup in Brazil. So this is just where things are actually this is not where this is just where things are actually going wrong right now, and I just feel like if those in charge of, they should just decide, just choose one. And it's right now it's just very, very sad, and it's very, very disheartening. But this really shows the girls they bounced back, they came back, and of course it really showed that they're actually made of metal. So that's just it just gave me that joy. So if they know that this tournament is not going to hold maybe this month or next month, then they should actually postpone it. Then of course they will actually postpone it, so everyone know that this is how we are going to go about it. All right now. This is well, let's see what the Confederation of African Football will do, and because if the WAFCON doesn't take place at that original window, the next international women's window will be until September, and that will be when the FIFA intercontinental playoffs will be taking place. So for CAF and for the WAFCON, that looks like the only feasible time, but it looks like Morocco isn't even saying anything ahead of hosting that tourney. Well, from there, let us move straight to domestic football stories, and we start from the Nigeria Premier Football League, where Niger Tornadoes technical crew has now gotten a 3-match ultimatum after a poor run of form. While the technical crew, led by coach Marjin Mohammed, have now received that 3-match ultimatum in a statement issued by the club's management. That was as far back as Monday. The decision was attributed to the team's poor performance in the second stanza of the league, where the Ikonala boys have managed just 6 points from a possible 24, and the club expressed concern over the team's recent form and emphasized the need for immediate improvement to avoid slipping further down the table. Niger Tornadoes, they face a tough run of fixtures in the coming weeks. They'll be traveling to Jos as they take on Plateau United before returning for back-to-back fixtures against Cairo Pillars and Rivers United at the Bakoko Tangura Stadium in the city of Mina. And currently Niger Tornadoes are sitting 13th on the MPFL table with 35 points from 27 matches. And the outcome of the 3 games is expected to determine the fate if Marjin Mohammed gets the boot or he continues in his stead as head coach of Niger Tornadoes from the NPFL. We move straight to the NNL, where one man is speaking, talking about his club's ambition in playing next season in the Nigeria Premier Football League. I'm talking about Aqua United's technical advisor Paul Ofo, who has said his team will keep pushing hard to secure promotion to the NPFL. The promise keepers, that is Aqua United, are currently occupy top spot in the NNL Conference B table with 22 points, and second place Sporting Lagos have garnered 21 points. And according to Ofo, he said they must strive to win their remaining matches to achieve the objective. Quoting him directly, said, "From this point forward, every game we play is a final for us. We will try as much as possible
to approach every game with a winning mentality. And if we want to promote, we have to ensure that at the end of every match day, we are on top of the league table. Well, let's see if they'll match watch with action. Well, check it out right now, 15 minutes to the hour of 8. We'll be going for a commercial break. When we return, Sport Tit Bits continues. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Assalamu alaikum. Ó tún ti kù wá sí àwẹ̀ ọlọ́dọọdún Alhaja Sidikot Bọ́ládé Adéríbigbé annual Ramadan lecture ló tún wọlé wẹ́rẹ́ Sátidé ọjọ́ keje oṣù kẹta ọdún yìí tí ṣe Ramadan kẹrìndínlógún nítọdún yìí ó wáyé o ní mọ́sálásí ńlá ilé akéde oríta Basọ̀rún Ìbàdàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ láago 11 àárọ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ pẹ̀lú àkòrí ìfẹ̀mí ìmoore hàn sí Allahu appreciating Tẹ̀lé oníwàásí Imam Bashir Ọláríwájú Ẹlẹ́ṣinmẹ́ta PhD Ọ̀yọ́ State Missioner and Saudi Society of Nigeria lábẹ́ alága wàásí Honourable Justice Olúkáyọ̀dé Tajudeen Ariwola GCON former Chief Justice of Nigeria àwọn ẹni àyẹ́sí pàtàkì His Excellency Barrister Adébáyọ̀ Lawal igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ His Excellency Engineer Alhaja Noemod Salako Oyedele igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn orí adéǹkalẹ̀ His Royal Majesty Ọba Tajudeen Abímbọ́lá Ajíbọ́lá Balógun ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn Alhaji Dr. Dahoud Makanjuọlá Akínọlá Dídàmà ààrẹ mùsùlùmí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá Ẹdó àti Delta ó wà ń kalẹ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀ olókòlókì bíi Barrister Jeniya Ajewole President General CCI Olóyè Báyọ̀ Oyèrò Chairman Ìbàdàn Muslim Community Alhaji Nureni Adébáyọ̀ Àkànbí bàbá àṣàlẹ̀ mùsùlùmí ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn Senator Shafadeen Abiodun Ali Ọ̀yọ́ South Senatorial District Alhaja Ramat Adébísí Salako Alhaja Silifat Sobùlọ Alhaja Kudrot Adébáyọ̀ olùgbàlejò àgbà ni Chief Mrs. Dr. Ọláìtọ́ Chairman BCOS Board of Directors àwọn olùgbàlejò ni Alhaji Kọ́lá Bọ́lámọpé Chairman BCOS Muslim Community Haji Asharifat Ọ̀jẹ́níyì Chairperson Planning Committee tó fi mọ́ Engineer Biliaminu Bọ́lágadé Rájí Chief Imam BCOS Central Mosque gbogbo mùsùlùmí ńlá ń retí ń bẹ̀ o intansurullah yansurukun.
Of the Benjamin Oluyole Oshitokun Trust cordially invite the general public to attend the 26th annual BO Oshitokun lecture, Interrogating Culture Through Science, from Oshitokun's Rase Rase to contemporary action against female genital mutilation. Lecturer Professor Ladosu Ojengbede, BSc, ND, FWACS, FMCOG, FICS, FRCOG. Chairman Professor Kayode Odushote, BSc, FMCP, FWACP, FRCP, FNA Med. The lecture is scheduled to hold on Thursday, 5th March 2026. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, Emeritus Professor Theophilus Ogunlesi Hall, opposite UCH Main Gate. Lecture will be virtual for those who cannot attend in person. Announcer, the trustees.
Yes, you're welcome back from that commercial break. You're still on to Sport Tit Bits right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Yes, my name is Toby Ajewole in the studio. Also, moments ago, we saw Abiodun also walk into the studio, and yes, we will be discussing a whole lot in the world of sport. Heading straight to Facebook, seeing a couple of comments and couple of likes. On the first comment on the Facebook stream, we have it from Oluyole Tunisia saying good morning. We say good morning to you also. Trust you're doing good. Also, Olaleke Olutoyin is saying good morning. A milestone follower, we say good morning to you also. You could also drop your comments on Facebook. Let us know where you're listening from. You could also drop comments and talk about some of the stories which we've examined so far on the program. Now we're moving straight foreign. And we start from Spain in the King's Cup, even like the Copa del Rey, and it was Football Club Barcelona who failed to qualify for this season's Copa del Rey final despite a 3-0 win over Atletico Madrid on Tuesday night. Hansi Flick's men were hammered 4-0 in the first leg at the Wanda Metropolitano, and it was Barca who took the lead in the first half, 2 goals up as they attempted to overturn the deficit. Marc Bernal's opening saw the Catalans triumph with those first half goals before Rafinha doubled the advantage from the penalty spot, but it appeared Barcelona would level the tie after Bernal grabbed his brace, but there were no further goals in the tie, and Atletico have now qualified for the final, where they will meet either of Real Sociedad or Atletico Bilbao, who will be playing later today in their second leg semi-final. I'm bringing the guys to the microphone. I told you I have Biodun here and Yinka here, but let's start with Biodun. Biodun, you saw the game yesterday. What could you pick from Barcelona's encounter with Atletico last night?
Yeah, first of all, good morning to our viewers and listeners at home, and to our Barcelona fans. Yes, good morning to you all. They really tried their best yesterday. Like, I didn't expect them to score 3 goals back. All I'm expecting, I think, 1 goal or 2 goals. But for them to get the 3 goals back, kudos to them, kudos to the guys. But at least, what caused the controversy online that Pedro penalty, is this a penalty or not? For me, I don't think that's a penalty. Because the defender was already on ground before Pedro went to meet him. But it's Barcelona, they were at home, at Camp Nou. You can't expect them not to give them penalty at that spot. And at that moment, they will. Kudos to Yama. That guy is a very talented footballer. They all tried their best yesterday. And congratulations to Atletico de Madrid. At least they maintained the 4 goals that you can't come here and score 4 goals back. Although they wanted to score the 4 goals back, but by Atletico Madrid insisted that you are not scoring that first goal. You can't come here and concede the 4 goals. Yeah. Rafian. For me, thank God the Skunde was got an injury yesterday. If not, they could have conceded. Because the first 5-7 minutes when they started the game, the Skunde was making some error. If for him to control the game, you could have known that this guy is not. There is no confidence in him that yesterday. But thank God they changed the. He got an injury yesterday. He got injured yesterday. And kudos to Joao Cancelo, a very fine assist from him. But Wesha, congratulations to Atletico de Madrid.
Now, Yinka, your thoughts from yesterday's game, Atletico, or should I say Barcelona versus Atletico?
Well, he has said it, to at least part of what I wanted to say. For me, I just feel like, okay, due to the fact that Rafinha just came back from injury, that I should have just rested a bit. But then we all know that this is the semi-final, so they actually want to claim everything. Now, Lamine Yamal, well, he really tried yesterday. I really have to give it to him. Then Barry also, I really have to give it to him. But like, he really, his take-ons they were superb. He had 14 take-ons yesterday. And they had 14 take-ons in the. He also had 14 in the penalty area, more than any Atletico Madrid. So he really tried yesterday. He really tried. Like, I just have. In fact, I really have to give it to the team. I said it wasn't not 2 days ago, 3 days ago, that hopefully I don't see. Like I said, that I don't see any Ramasada coming back from Barcelona's side as it is right now. But at least they really tried. I really have to give it to them. They really tried yesterday. And for the man, like that talks about, the psychology of the players, the mentality of the players in this case. They know that, okay, this is what we are gunning for. Fine, you might have scored 3 goals. It doesn't matter. We know that we are in the final. It's a 2-legged game. So that speaks to how much they've worked on the psychology of their players and the mentality of their players. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the final.
Well, let's see what will happen in the final. But first, it will be Real Sociedad and Atletico Bilbao slugging it out in their own second leg semi-final later tonight. Well, let us give you this quick update from the United States, where U.S. President Donald John Trump, has said he does not care if Iran takes part in this summer's 2026 FIFA World Cup. And Trump's comments comes amid U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran, which has responded by launching attacks on U.S. ally state in the Gulf in an escalating conflict. Remember, the United States is co-hosting the World Cup, which takes place between June 11th and July 19th alongside Canada and Mexico. We'll be giving you details from that. volatile situation taking place right there. Well, from there we move straight to the English Premier League, where we saw some games go down yesterday. Well, from the result of games which went down yesterday, starting from while we went down in the Vitality, it was a goalless encounter between AFC Bournemouth and Brentford. Well, for Everton, they had their first win of the year as they defeated their first win at home of the year as they defeated Burnley by 2-0. It was Leeds losing at the Elland Road 0-1 to Sunderland. And the biggest result of the night. So, Wolverhampton Wanderers defeat Liverpool 2-1 at the Molineux. And you ask yourself, what is really wrong with Liverpool this season? Well, later today we'll be having games go down. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. That'll be by 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time at the American Express Stadium. Brighton and Hove versus Arsenal by 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Fulham at the Crovens Quartet will be taking on West Ham United. Same time sees Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. And by 9:15, Newcastle United versus Manchester United. On Tyneside, that will be at St. James's Park. Well, because of time, I'll just be asking the guys to make their predictions. But let me be starting with you. Brighton and Hove versus Arsenal, your full-time prediction for tonight's game. One word.
My prediction will be 3-1.
3-1
in favor of Arsenal.
In favor of Arsenal. So that is Brighton 1, Arsenal 3. And also asking Biodo with his own parting shot, Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest, your full-time prediction.
Manchester City 3, Nottingham Forest nil.
Well, Manchester City 3, Nottingham Forest nil. Well, let's see how clear the crystal balls of the guys are. Well, not to worry, tomorrow morning we'll be back here by 7:30 a.m. for a brand new edition of our Sporty Beat. Well, it's another Wednesday. Make it a fruitful day for yourself. My name is Toby Ajibole, and on behalf of the guys in the studio, we'll see you next time.
alhamdulillah oṣù alápẹ̀lẹ̀ ti tún wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́ o oṣù ẹ̀yọ́nú oṣù yọ ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tọba aláàjọ àṣà ìtọ́n sínú ìgbèkùn oṣù Ramadan. ní iléeṣẹ́ rédíò àti tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ BCOS ilé akéde oríta Basọ̀run fi ń kéde wípé àsìkò ti tó fúnṣẹ́ àṣegbọrẹ o èyí tọ́ba aláǹjúwe fún wa nínú Al-Qur'an pé a lè fi làlàyé ń bí àti lọ́la àlùkìyámà torí náà ẹ wá ṣonígbọ̀wé ètò àwẹ̀ nílé iṣẹ́ wa BCOS lówó tí ògúnpá tí ó sì gajara lọ ọba aláò sì ní dùn wá ní ládàá ẹ̀ bó ṣe rú pípé alẹ́ àdán bó ṣe tafsir wáàzí kútúbà jímọ̀ nú àwẹ̀ tàrọ́wì irun hid àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ fẹ́ ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ kódà bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ kí wọ́n máa gbọ́ lórí rédíò àbí kí wọ́n máa wò ó lórí tẹlifíṣàn live and direct bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ BCOS lẹ́ máa bọ̀ ẹ̀yẹn ṣáà ti wá sí ẹ̀ka yàwòrán film unit wa nílé akéde ń bí tàbí kẹ́pẹ́ alága ìgbìmọ̀ Ramadan tọdún 2026 Alhaji Ibrahim Adeoye ọmọ adá mọ́mọ́ sórí 07069636433 ìbádà wa nínú oṣù Ramadan ọba aláò ní dàlú aláyà á sì jèrè láyé ń bí àti lọ́la àlùkìyámà inshallah bikuratila ìgbìmọ̀ oṣù Ramadan tọdún 2026 lábẹ́ àṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ BCOS oríta Basọ̀run Ìbàdàn ló ń ṣe shukron jazilan bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bọ̀ wá ṣonígbọ̀wé ètò.
ẹ̀bùn ènìyàn a máa fi àyè fún a sì máa mú wá síwájú àwọn èèyàn ńlá. ìdí nìyí tí ìgbìmọ̀ àjíǹde ilé akéde BCOS fi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìfigagbága nínú bíbélì láàrin àwọn ọmọdé tí ọjọ́ orí wọn ò ju ọdún 6 sí ọdún 9 àti ọdún 10 sí ọdún 15 lọ. èyí tí ó máa wáyé ní ọjọ́ kẹta àti ọjọ́ kẹrin oṣù kẹrin ọdún 2026. ẹgbẹ̀rún méjì péré 2,000 naira ní owó fọ́ọ̀mù tí ẹ ó gbà fún ọmọ yín láti kópa nínú ìfigagbága náà. àwọn ẹ̀bùn rabandẹ̀ ló níranran láti pèsè kalẹ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ tó bá jáwé olúborí ní sọ̀rí ìsọ̀rí. láti ra fọ́ọ̀mù láti ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ àti fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ẹ kàn sí yàrá kejì ní ilé akéde BCOS oríta Basọ̀run Ìbàdàn tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè 0915